time of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
I mean, you can call it the storm of the century. They call it everything. I mean, every storm is the storm of the century.
I'm gonna call it the storm of the century.
I know that this is typically it's audio, but it's also visual. But I want you to know that Zoe's grandparents, right, took her the other day. They went to Ollie's.
Okay, good stuff, cheap. That's what I hear.
It's certainly cheap. Well, I'll give you that.
Oh man, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so she comes home with a fidget toy.
Oh yeah, dude. Which one did she get? Which one? She has fidget spinner. She go traditional fidget spinner.
She got a squishy.
Squishy. Let's go, dude.
A squishy pickle.
Did it have like guts inside of it? Oh, that's not a kid's toy. That is not a kid's toy, man. They can't be selling that at Ollie's in the kids section, dude. That's just not.
Dude, look at this.
That's not. Okay, first of all,
It's
people
bigger
out
than
there,
my head,
people out
bro.
there, that's too much. Honestly, if we're being honest, that's too much. So
I mean, dude, look at this. Look at this.
that's too much. You know,
Look at this.
that is not a kid's toy. Why was that in the kids section? First of all, why did your grandparents let her walk out with that? Second of
Okay.
all, I get it because once your kid's hyperfixated, not your kid in particular, but like once our kids are hyperfixated on something, they're not gonna let it go. Yeah, dude.
Look at this.
And that's why you should check out the YouTube version of the Patreon, not the Patreon, the YouTube version of the podcast, because you could see the prop in which Alex was holding next to his head, which was indeed probably double the size of your head. And we both have like kind of like on the bigger side of heads. So
I've got I probably would have shaved my head years ago, but like I have a gigantic head.
if it wasn't so fucking huge, yeah, dude.
Yeah, and it's sort of that's like kind of my one aversion is like I'm gonna have this big giant fucking chrome dome.
Hey, dude, you know what they say about guys with big heads?
They
Big
have big
brains.
socks.
Big brains.
Big socks.
I mean, I guess.
As per usual, like last week I had a complete like brain fog moment where we were talking about Mafra, and I was like, oh, and I started to go on this fucking tangent, and along that tangent I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll remember when this podcast is over.
I was no help whatsoever. Yeah.
And so I did remember, and I just want to retouch on it. So the thing is like when you get when you meet an artist or you meet a musician, a singer, someone who plays guitar, or a dancer, or like literally anyone that has some sort of like special, even in your case, it's like you're an accountant and like you can't do math, which that's this kind of irony of it.
Yeah.
But it's like to further go on that idea of like I don't like this idea of when people are like, oh, what do you do for a living? And it's like, well, I don't want to tell you because like as soon as I tell you, you're automatically going to go like flip through your Rolodex and be like, oh, you're this kind of person, right?
Yeah.
Like what I do to make money does not define who I am. Now, that's not to say that that's not the case because it is the case for some people. But
there's got to be people out here that enjoy doing that, right? Like if like I think your point last week was like like we're talking about Mafra, and it's like let's get on the podcast, and then immediately like my joke was like it's like my joke is like hey
sing a song,
yeah, sing a song. If you have
a special I didn't get to that point, but
yeah,
yes, that was the point I was trying to get to was when you have a special occupation. It's like you want people to dance like monkeys.
Yeah, comedian. Tell me a joke.
Make me laugh.
Make me
funny
laugh.
Boy.
Be funny.
Right?
Be funny.
Be funny. And it's just like I do get that it comes with the territory of the thing, but it's also not that easy,
Yeah, I know. It's like, and that's
you get typecast. It's like, I had a comedian on my podcast, and he didn't make me laugh at all.
And and that's the thing too. Like whenever you meet these people, like I meet celebrities out in the wild, It's like, oh, the comedian didn't make me laugh. Yeah, dude, that'd make me laugh every time. You bring that with you, like as a thing that you just carry around. Honestly, hilarious every time. But like, you meet a comedian, he doesn't make you laugh, and immediately like, he gets like, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole. He's a total jerk.
Yeah, he
dude.
sucks.
That
He's
guy
not very
sucks.
funny.
Yeah, I had the singer on. I met the singer the other day. She wasn't even able to sing a tune standing there in the line at Starbucks, just trying to get her drink.
I gave this guy. He was an accountant. I gave him my taxes, and he didn't file them for me.
Yeah, dude. No, I did. That's my thing as an accountant. Is like, people are always like, "Oh yeah, so taxes, right?" And it's like, going to like asking tax questions and shit like that. Hey guys, I'm not a tax accountant. If I give you any tax accounting advice, it's followed by like, I'm not a tax accountant. This is not legally binding advice to give you.
There are certain things, like I'll give you a little bit of credit. I was about to bury you and be like, I wouldn't ask you for advice on anything, but that is not true.
That's fair. Okay, that's nice.
There are certain things I would ask for advice from you, but it would be very specific niche things like, how do I insulate my attic?
Oh yeah.
How
dude.
do I
Got
build
that.
this shelf?
Got that?
What should I do about this tree?
Got you.
What I'm not gonna do
I'm
is like
hyperfixate on those things.
what I'm not gonna do is ask you to spell a word for me.
Oh no, I'm atrocious at spelling. Even though I was runner
Or
up.
tell me a history lesson.
I was runner up in the kindergarten spelling bee. So
And that's where your learning stopped as far as spelling is concerned.
Yeah, I got runner up, and I was like, I don't need to go any further with this. I've mastered this, I think. So, but yeah, that probably can't do that for you. Can't spell anything. What are some other things? I'm not very good at math. It's like, the joke is that I'm an accountant, not good at math, but that's because I have a bunch of programs like Excel that take care of all the math for me. So I just have to know.
Which is soon going to be taken over by AI.
There was somebody put out a list or something of like the top jobs that are going to be replaced by. I think it's one of the AI companies was like, hey, here's our like soft list of potential jobs that could be what is that word I'm looking for, like abolished. I don't know what the word is. Like got rid of with AI.
Take away.
Yeah, like, and it's like, okay, cool, neat. Again, like, it's an argument we always go back to. It's like, well, what next? Those those millions of jobs that you're going to take out of the market. Like, then what? Who's going to fill that hole?
You're going to be forced to do the slave labor.
I guess so. I'm just going to love it whenever AI goes to the stores and buys all the things, right? Because that's what AI does, right? It makes money, and then it goes to the store and it supports the economy, right?
Did you know that like Amazon was out like last week for like 8 hours?
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know. No.
Well, I only know because Christina was trying to buy something and she couldn't get it. She was trying to return something and she couldn't get the return to process. And there you are with your giant fucking loud guzz. Now you're doing it on purpose. I just want you to know that everyone will hear that.
Good. I hope they do, because I've been told that I drink super loud. It's like, I'm just drinking. Okay, that was obviously exaggerated. Yes.
No, it's not. No, it wasn't exaggerated. That is how you drink.
Indeed exaggerated. I would say I've turned it up about 75%.
You are a loud drinker. Anyways, but apparently the Amazon service, whatever they do on the back end, went out. You know why?
I'm gonna guess it had something to do with AI, because we're talking about it.
Because they tried to put some sort of AI code in there and it didn't work.
Oh my gosh, crazy! How it needed humans to come in and like fix the code. That's crazy. That's a weird thing, right?
That's a weird thing.
Anyways, yeah, we're not talking about it anymore because it sucks.
So like you have a bit of a reputation.
What is my reputation at this point?
Well, like the first couple of years. Like a way to get people to listen to the podcast is like, obviously, hey, listen, like this guy, he eats, cereal in the shower. Like he's a weird guy. And people are like, excuse me, what? And like, it was a curiosity, right? And it was a way to grab people's attention because it is not a sentence that is heard often. Okay.
Yeah,
I've always said that you're a bit of an enigma. And like, while I do appreciate it, there are times it gets on my fucking nerves. Right?
I guess.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault completely. But then you just like, I don't do that anymore because I got ridiculed too much and people kept asking me questions. I didn't want to be known as the shower cereal guy. Well, you are. Too late. And then you moved on to more healthier foods since you have transformed yourself.
Yeah.
You started eating a banana.
I haven't had a banana in the shower in a while just because, like, again, we don't... I go through phases of, like, eating bananas a lot, but, hey, what are you going to do?
So... the next thing I'm about to bring up was not a shock to me at all, but equally just as appalling and annoying.
I don't think
where
so, man. I was
you
just enjoying
decided
myself.
Well, it's not the process of, it's the reason why. Okay,
I
so
don't even
you're
know
sitting
why I was
there
doing
and
it.
you're fucking. I don't
I think I was just.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
You're taking a piss
hmm
and you're eating a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
And you're sending me a voice message.
That is kind of crazy. I pulled that off though.
Yeah, but the thing is like you're not that strapped for time.
No, I mean I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I was doing it for any time saving reason. I was just doing it for fun. You know.
But that's gross
How? How's that?
because piss particulate and you're eating.
That goes in the toilet. That's
It
what
splashes.
I don't
It
understand
splashes.
about people. It's like everybody's so freaked out. It's like my sandwich all the way up here, dude. First of all, I think the first part is like you're not eating it. I'm not handing the sandwich to you. It's not gonna pass. It's not gonna pass.
Do you
health-
think you're
health
fucking
code.
Bear Grylls? Do you think you're Bear Grylls?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I don't have health codes to follow at my house, so I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want.
I think you should.
No,
think you
I
would
don't. I
improve
think
your
that's the government trying to come in and tell me what to do in my own house. I don't think so, brother. All right, I did my time. I served my time in the kitchen. Okay, I follow those rules.
It's cute that you think you have a choice.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't. But hey, I did in this situation, and I said, I'm gonna have this turkey sandwich, and I gotta pee. I'm gonna let Alex know about it.
So why can't you set your sandwich down and go pee?
Because then it gets all like stale and gross.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Now I just had a thought, and I know
No, it
why.
doesn't.
I know exactly why I don't do that kind of thing. It's because I set the sandwich down. That sandwich no longer exists, right? I set the sandwich down and go pee. I don't come back to that sandwich. That sandwich sits there, goes stale, gets moldy. Somebody throws it away because it's sitting there for 2 hours. If I sit the sandwich down, it no longer exists. So I think I have a medical excuse here. I have to take it with me. So
Then don't send me a message.
I just want to let you know. 'Cause
I didn't give a
was,
shit.
It was something nice, you know?
No, it wasn't.
It was kind of a nice moment. You know, you're enjoying yourself.
For who?
You're relieving yourself. And it was just like, it was good pee too, because it was like,
So you're thinking of me while you pee.
no, I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Stop it.
It's like, I wasn't thinking
Don't,
about
or
you.
if you do, don't talk. Don't
I mean, it's
tell
not
me
like
that
I was
you
thinking about you got hard. Okay, calm down. All right.
You might have.
No, I was peeing. I can't get hard. When
You
I
wouldn't
pee.
have noticed. You standing right over top of you. You can't see it, bro. You
It's
little
like,
bud
this is one of those out of pocket conversations you overhear somebody talking about on the train, and it's just like, okay, I don't know what they're talking about. It's kind of weird though. But hey, at the same time, no,
Stop
it's
thinking
like
about me while you pee, bro.
I'm not. It's not like it. It's. I wasn't thinking about you when I was peeing, but I was like peeing, and then I was like, I bet Alex would enjoy this moment with me. So I sent you a voice message.
I
So-
didn't. Sorry, I didn't enjoy it at all.
But again, okay. Second point, my sandwich is all the way up here. My piss particulates all the way down there. I don't know. It's not like. It's not like those little tiny bugs in the what movie was that? Like the fucking snake movie or whatever, where like they're going to find this like weird exotic snake, and the guy's like, "Don't piss in the river because they'll crawl up your pee-pee and kill you from the inside." And then like the guy does pee in the river, he doesn't follow it, and like little bugs crawl up in his pee-pee and kill him or whatever. You never remember that movie?
No.
Okay, well, anyways, it's not like that.
Dude, that sounds
Right?
just like your own made up nightmare.
Nope, somebody's gonna know exactly the movie that I'm talking about. It might not be a snake movie. I don't remember what it was. I just know they were in the jungle, and the guy was very particular in like saying, "Hey, don't piss in the river because there's little bacteria that are gonna crawl up." inside you."
Anaconda?
It might have been anaconda.
Actually, I don't have.
All I know is whatever it was, they got inside his wiener, and he got all like, and he fell off the boat or something, and got eaten by piranhas. I think.
My
So-
recollection of the original Anaconda is like Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, and a big giant fucking snake.
I didn't even know that they had stars in that movie. I thought it was just
And
like
then
a B-roll
they
movie.
rebooted it with which is apparently a comedy with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, your two favorite people.
Oh, dude, yeah. Honestly, they're good guys. So we're gonna have them on the podcast soon, I think. But secondly, it's not like that. It's like the piss particulate's gonna stay down in the toilet. It's not gonna. It's not like gonna waft up there and like grab my
That's not-
sandwich and like infect
No,
it.
it's
And now
not
I got
true.
and now I got like pee mouth or whatever.
That's not true.
Well,
I'm not saying that it's a lot. I'm not saying it's a lot, but you are underselling like the piss vapor.
I don't think there's as much piss vapor as you think
Yes,
there is.
I think there's more than
probably
you
piss.
think there is.
I mean, probably so. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? You know,
it's gross.
we got to exist with it. You know, you got to learn to live with it. Really, at the end of the day,
But whatever.
it's like the question: do you shut the toilet lid before you flush the toilet? Because I do. Now I have it like the last 3 or 4 years.
But why?
Because like if you flush the toilet and the lid up, then all that plume of smoke comes out. Yeah.
Oh, so it does come.
Yeah,
up.
because you're agitating the water like to an
Oh,
extreme, right?
oh,
When I
okay, so
piss, I aim
did
for the bowl. Like I don't aim for the water, right?
I'm not gonna sit here and have a discussion of whether or not there is piss particulate in the vapors.
You show me the science. You show me the footage.
You
Roll the
wouldn't believe
tapes.
it. Why?
Roll
Why
the
waste it?
tapes.
You're
Roll
not
the
gonna
tape.
believe it. You're
No,
gonna
see,
fucking.
this is just-
well,
this
no,
is-
see, oh, boo,
Here we
boo.
go. This is just that. What
Here
is
we
that
go.
kind of argument where it's like, oh, you don't want to give me the evidence because you're not going to believe the evidence. Like, okay, give me the evidence first. Give me the
Why
evidence.
why don't you do the work?
Because you're the one saying that you're the one making
You're the one that's saying it
claim.
doesn't exist.
You're the one making the claim. I feel like you should provide the evidence, right? I don't know. I honestly don't remember who's supposed to provide the evidence at the end of the day, like in real life, right?
You're not gonna believe it anyways. You're gonna
I've never been like
you're gonna.
that's like anti-vaxxer. I'm very against anti-vaxxers, and so like you show me the evidence that like I don't need to be eating my sandwich while I'm taking a piss. Maybe I stop. Now I will say I will believe the science. Now will I stop? I don't know. That's a different question.
That's the whole point. It's like it doesn't matter what you've already made your opinion.
if they tell me like, oh, I'm gonna get cancer, yeah, sure, I might stop. Yeah,
No,
I
you
don't
won't.
want.
You still won't because we know things that give us cancer and we don't stop.
That is another point. Yeah, that'll be brought up, sure. But it's like one of those things where, hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Was it last week or the week before when I was like, hey, part of the joke is like the conspiracy theories. It's like the worst people imaginable. The messenger, man. It's all about who's delivering the message.
That was last week.
And lo and behold, yet again, there's another one of those. Oh, guess what, guys? We've declassified the fact that we've had the cure for cancer for 65 fucking years.
But where's the evidence been? Like, what is
and allegedly, do you know what it is?
I don't. I know that you sent the picture of it.
Ivermectin, dude.
No.
Yes.
That isn't.
According to the CIA declassified, it is a.
That feels like a bit. That feels like a bit. It feels like that's.
I said
I will be
the
upset.
messenger. The messenger is wrong.
Okay.
You've got a great message told by the worst people.
I will be so upset if it is found out, truthfully, that the cure for cancer was ivermectin this entire time, and that I was like, because it's like, you talk about the weirdest fucking mind game ever, right? Is to convince us, one, it's because like
it's confidential from 1950.
That's so fucking weird.
That ivermectin. And there's whatever the other horse one is. The other horse one, it is the way that it attacks the cancer cells is the same way that because what it's a medicine for what like
it's all I know is that like I don't honestly that's the part where like I get lost because I know that a lot of the reason that I hated the fact that was a whole thing was because of who said it, like because of the whole Joe Roganification.
The messenger.
Yeah, the messenger. And so it's like one of those things where I truly don't know what the fuck ivermectin does. All I know is somebody said it deals with the horses, and so like
okay, here we go.
Via science, my brain thinks, oh, it's a horse medicine. So
for 60 years, the CIA just got exposed for hiding a cancer cure. They knew this in 1951. A declassified CIA document buried since the Cold War and only forced out recently, proves that the agency reviewed Soviet research showing parasitic worms behave exactly like cancer tumors at the biochemical level. Even better, that anti-parasitic drugs were destroying the tumors in lab tests. But instead of shouting it from the rooftops and saving millions and lives, they classified it and let it rot in their vaults while Big Pharma raked in trillions on poison, chemo, radiation, and treatments that could keep their patients sick for life. Why? What do we always say? There's no profit in the cure because a cheap, simple cure would crush the trillion-dollar cancer industry cash cow. This was never about health. It was about population control, the Rockefeller machine, yada, 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 yada.
That's okay. Now,
but okay, listen.
What is your stance? Okay, you give me your stance. I feel like I've been talking too much. I'll give you my stance afterwards.
Okay. Like, again, we've hit the point where you have a cabal of people that are eating children.
I guess, yeah.
And okay.
Yeah.
And like nothing, like
it's not even shocking. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like we've hit the point where like it's a potential cure for cancer. Government's eating babies. We'll get to this.
We'll get to this again, and like I hesitate to just be like, okay, whatever. Like, but yeah, maybe. That's my stance. Is yeah, maybe. Do I believe that there is a cure? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Do I believe that they want to? Because it's such I mean, we've all said that, right? We've all said it. It's like, well, you mean to tell me that we've spent millions and millions and millions and billions and billions and billions of dollars on research and they've never found the cure? Bullshit.
I mean, that's okay. And that's
bullshit.
See, that's where my brain goes, right? Where it's like I've grown as a person, right? But also like at the same time, it's like it's such 4 to 5D chess.
But have you grown this much though?
Who knows, man? Yeah, that's for my OnlyFans to tell.
Do you imagine?
So, I don't want to because honestly, it's kind of depressing. So, but like
That
my thing is that I've got to, I don't know what kind of 5D chess game it is, man, because it's like it's okay. They have the cure for the cancer. Cool. That's really neat. Can we get that? Because because my thing is okay. People say, right, that big pharma, it's like the whole reason that we don't have the cure for these diseases because like big pharma wants to keep us sick. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but even if they found the cure, they would still profit off of the cure because you look at things like that cost pennies on the dollar to make that is a life-saving thing. That's a life-saving drug, and they profit 400, 500, 900% on that. And like, right? I'm talking about insulin.
Yeah, but once you're cured, you no longer need everything else. So you don't need the medicine. You don't need the radiation. You don't need the continued treatment.
If you have the cure, that does not mean that you have solved what causes cancer, right? So cancer is still going to exist.
We could just, make sure the things that we put in our body, like, the food we eat.
That's another question. That's a whole other conversation we can have.
That's the fucking rabbit hole, man.
Where it's like I don't know, like because so like at the end of the day, like cancer's still going to exist. So if you found the cure, it would still be profitable because like they're still going to have a need to produce that. Like because like we have a quote unquote cure for diabetes, and that's like insulin injections, right? What do they do with that? They went and they charge absorbent amounts for insulin. That's like literally like, people have to you have to have it or else they fucking die, right? So it's like it's still going to be profitable. So that's one of the reasons that I'm always like hesitant to be like, oh, they have the cure. They just want to keep us sick. It's like no, because I mean, people are going to get sick of other things, right? It's not just going to be like cancer is not the only big profitable thing, right? There's all kinds of crazy rare diseases out there that cost insane amounts of money to get cured. But then it's like, okay, if it is ivermectin, right?
But on the flip side of that, it does go back to the thing that we always talk about when we played conspiracy or not.
And if it does involve the government, yeah, it's probably true.
Okay.
But it's like, okay, all right.
When you switch your mindset, right? When you take that little switch in your head and you sort of like take it from this side to this side, right? And you realize that cruelty is the point.
Yeah, but even then,
we ask these questions all the time, like why would they do this? Why would they do this? Why would they replace this with AI? Because cruelty is the point. Yeah, that is the point of it.
I don't think that cruelty is the point. I think that profits
are awful.
Profits are the point, right? Because it's like
profits over people.
Cruelty is just like one of those what is that word? Like side effects. The byproduct. There we go. The byproduct of profits over people is the cruelty, right? You have to be cruel to people.
Does it matter if they achieve their goal one way or the other?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like at the end of the day, all of
cruelty is not out of the equation. Is that better?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's one of those things. And then it's like, okay, if it is ivermectin, then it's like you find, like, it's somebody in that circle of people had heard about this, I guess, but through, like, the vines and whatever. And they were like, well, that sounds like something that could do COVID. And, like, so, like, they just untested. Like, they were just like, but then it's like a 5-game chess. Like who was trying to like stop the flow of information about ivermectin, and then it's like, oh shit, now I'm part of the problem because I fell for the gambit, right? I was a victim of the fucking other side this time because they wanted me to be like me. They wanted me making fun of Joe Rogan, but then Joe Rogan sucks, so it's like I want to make fun of him. You got me because I fuck him, right? And then it's like, but then I'm playing into it, and now ivermectin is just a joke, and nobody's cured of cancer except for like the 1,500 people on the Republican side that were like, that sounds really smart, Joe. Let me try that. And they actually had cancer, and they like lived a long time because they accidentally solved their cancer with the ivermectin. So,
yeah.
But I feel like it's got to be way more complicated than that. I feel like that's just it just sounds.
You think that's an oversimplification?
It sounds so stupid. I think at the end of the day,
okay,
like, I'll say this. I just remember like what I was trying to think of. But
go ahead.
No, you okay. I was like, everybody wants to think that there's some kind of cabal. Everybody wants to think that there's some kind, like, cruelty is the point. Like there's this whole New World Organization. But like in my monkey brain, I've grown to learn that the world just fucking sucks, and it's so simple as far as like
But
there's
why?
no magic, there's no NWO, there's no like there's the only NWO was the fucking wrestling, whatever the hell team on the and so it's like at the end of the
'Cause
day,
it's
these people are just
just
shitty,
too sweet.
I guess.
NWO for life.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I guess I don't. But it's like at the end of the day, there's no mysticism, man. It's just like Area 51. It's just a fucking hole in the ground. It's like
No,
all
no, 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 no,
boring.
no. See, no, I think that
It's all boring.
sure, it's all boring because I think you're disappointed because it's not hitting because everything that you thought was a conspiracy theory has turned out to be fucking true.
I
And it
guess.
just and it sucks. And it sucks because there are only a few left that I believe are not true.
It's like I think that we're running into that thing that we talked about a long time ago with like the Trump administration, where it's like there's never going to be an "I told you so,"
Don't
right?
speak it. Don't speak
Sorry,
it.
I apologize. That dipshit,
Orange.
the orange face, right? It's like there's never going to be a payoff of like, "Hey, I told you so." And like with the conspiracies, it's like they're all true, and it's like there's no payoff because it's like I don't know what the payoff would be. The payoff would be like people being held accountable. Their payoff would be like finding the cure for cancer. The payoff would be like outrage at the government for holding all these secrets. Like that would be the payoff. But like at the end of the day, there's no payoff, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like banging for hours with no climax. It's like it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun all the time we had here, but it's like at the end of the day, neither one of us got off. So it's like we're just slapping hams together. You know, it's like we could just ran a couple of miles, and that's I guess it's probably not as fun though. Maybe it is. Let's try and find out, I guess.
As somebody who has done both.
Yeah. Oh, me. I thought you were going to you. I was like, damn, dude. I didn't know you could run miles. But yeah, I mean, as somebody who's done both, I think sex is better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean in on the sex here. So
Yeah. We'll get to the other thing, but what did you do this past weekend?
bro, I just blanked. Fucking, I didn't do much. Fucking, what did I do this weekend?
You went and saw Hoppers.
Oh, I went and saw
with the
Hoppers.
kid.
Okay, quick shout out, Hoppers. We're not sponsored. Hands down, one of the best Pixar films to come out in fucking forever. It's such a good time. It's got emotion. It's got laughter. It's perfectly paced. They got really good spread of like jokes. It's not all comedy. There's some seriousness in there. Voice acting is all delicious. It's great. I don't know why I said delicious, but it's all great. And it's just a good time.
That's not the basketball movie, right?
No, Hoppers is not like Air Bud 2. No, it's like about a girl who.
No, there's one. Oh, it's Goat. Goat is the basketball movie.
Okay, gotcha. No, this one's about a girl trying to save her the grove that her grandmother and her grew up. Like she basically like was a troubled child and like spent a lot of time at this grove with her grandmother, and so like she's trying to save it the entire time. And that's like the plot or whatever. It's very sad. It's actually got a lot of sad like points and like it's just like it's about an outcast.
Is it an allegory for like the natives and how we treated them?
You could probably fit that in there. Sure. There's so many different allegories you can fit into this fucking movie, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Absolutely. But cool. I did have one of my best friends had something that they were doing like a shit ton of stuff for, and it was like really cool and hella rad. So that's all I had going on this weekend. What about you? What'd you get going on?
I did my annual at this point, right? It's my second.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been going to this con for years, but my local comic book shop, shout out Snake Eyes, hosts a Spring Into Comics event where it's a 2-day old school Comic Con and like in a banquet hall essentially.
Yeah.
Old school like vendors. It's not like super commercialized like fucking Fanboy and like New York Comic Con and all this sort of shit. Mm-hmm. You walk in and you peruse or whatever and you hang out. So I had a table set up. Obviously I had one last year. Last year was my first time as a behind the table kind of guy, not in front of the table. Last year was okay. I didn't sell a lot. I was in a bad spot, but I also I've
back
noticed
corner is pretty bad because like people by the time they get there, they're like they know what they're going back for,
Well, all the guests are typically lined up on the wall and everyone's looking right, and I was on the left. But what I learned retroactively, I learned like how different things were this year. Obviously, my spot changed. And Saturday was pretty good, pretty good. I sold quite a bit of books. I mean, I sold way more books on Saturday alone than I did the last 2 days, but I noticed too, and maybe I've just sort of convinced myself, but like with one book, it's like, oh, that's a novelty. Congratulations, you did a
Yeah.
thing. With two, it's like, oh, there's a commitment here, and then like as soon as I start talking about, oh, I have a third one coming, and then like the plan is five, it's like you're doing your onboarding, and you're getting people sold on this idea of like, oh, so like if I invest my $9, $10, whatever it is,
Yeah.
um, for two issues, then like I know that you're gonna be here next year. If worst case scenario, I can just pick that up too. You
Dude,
know,
you need a little sign that says all proceeds are going to issue 3 is what you need, a little
well,
plaque.
I did tell people like I enjoyed talking about the process, and obviously I enjoyed the thing. I can only sell you so hard on a cyborg polar bear. Like if that ain't your fucking shtick, if that doesn't
If
tickle your
those
dickle,
fucking dope ass covers, I said dumb ass, those dope ass covers don't fucking grab your eyes and like suck
if
you in, then I can't help you.
if a cyborg polar bear mowing down hordes of penguins in the North Pole doesn't tickle your dickle, then I don't know what to tell you, man. But I had my banner this year too, which also brought in eyes, and it was a good experience, man. Like I felt a lot better because I was full transparency was not looking forward to it. I was
Yeah,
not looking forward to
definitely
it at
so.
all.
Yeah.
I sent you a message. I'm like, this is going to be a giant fucking waste of time. I'm going to spend all goddamn weekend out here, and it's just going to deflate me because everything thus far has been an uphill climb, right? And it's just like it was nice to just be able to have no pressure really, and then like just to get the flow going, get my pitch going, all that sort of shit. Um, but in all of that, I was chosen as a chauffeur, if you will, for Mr. Mike Kunkel and his wife. And if you don't know who Mike Kunkel is, which honestly I didn't really know much before I met him, but he is from California. He's a former Disney animator. He is a two-time Eisner Award winner for
Damn,
his
dude, that's like a big
book.
award too.
Eisner is basically like an Academy Award, but for comics. He won it twice for Hero Bear, and Hero Bear is a superhero polar bear.
Oh shit.
Very kid focused story. So
Okay.
his art style is very old school cartoon and Disney animated, right? And so we all went out to dinner on Friday, sort of did the formalities. We sort of met, did the thing, but like you could almost instantly tell what kind of human being they were. They were just like, and I even said it in their group chat, like after spending the whole weekend with them, like legitimately some like the nicest people I have ever met in my life.
That's
And like,
crazy.
I've don't think I've ever met anyone just that like purely nice. Like where there it doesn't feel disingenuous. It doesn't feel like, oh, you're hiding something, or like, oh, you're putting on a mask, or like it just felt natural for them to be just kind-hearted human beings. And
Damn,
so
dude. You don't meet that very often either.
right, and I think that's why I was just like so taken aback at just how kind and like warm, and like, I also know how to talk to people, but like we didn't even talk about much of like what he does for a living. Like I knew what he did because I'm like, it's when you meet notable names, celebrities, like I've always felt that it feels weird. Like obviously if we have somebody on a podcast, like we're going to bring up those things, but I always like to have like the conversation, like talk to people like they're human beings. And so it's like, oh, what was it like when you worked on Hercules and you did Pegasus? I'm just like, you get that 1,000 times a
Yeah.
day. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah, and it's like goes back to our earlier conversation, like where it's like, oh, you're an artist. Like who did you draw? Can you
who's your
draw me right now?
Can you tell me who your favorite Disney character to draw is? Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
But that's
I
also not to shame any kids at the
I'm not. I'm not.
those
I'm not.
questions.
I'm not. Speaking of kids, I have the purest, most wholesome story to tell you in a minute.
Okay.
But like we just talked. Like we just talked. I obviously I did when I had his phone number, and I had messaged him on Thursday night and said, hey, my name is Alex. Like I'm gonna be your ride for the weekend. Blah 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 blah. Just the formalities I said. I think Jonathan put us together on purpose because we both have polar bear books. That's all I
Yeah,
said.
that does sound like
That's all I said. And he was like, "Oh, sweet. I can't wait to hear more about it." Right? Just
Okay.
and then like we get in the car and like immediately he wants to talk.
He's like, "Oh,
No, he
great."
immediately wants to talk about my stuff, which is weird. And so we start talking about it. And I showed him like, we sort of traded books over the weekend, and like he was so I bought them like cookies at Moonshine Mountain, and like
Damn,
I
okay.
would I wouldn't let him pay me back because it's like his wife was like, "Oh, so this is like the Southern hospitality that everybody talks about." I'm like, "Well, it's funny because I've never gotten it."
Yeah.
Like
No,
I've
I was just want to be not. We have really good, like we have these really good cookies. I
I'm
just wanted to try
I'm
'em
also
out.
just not a piece of shit, Jacob. Like I'm just a
Yeah,
nice
I
human
mean that's
being.
true. That's true too. Yeah.
Despite my gruff exterior, like I'm just a big teddy bear on the inside.
Yeah.
And so like over the weekend, like we just became like friends. Like I feel like I can call Mike a friend
Aw,
now. Like,
sweet.
and so like I drove him wherever we needed to be, went out to eat, all this sort of stuff, and like because I wouldn't let them pay me back for anything when Zoe was there on Saturday. Like she would walk back there and like Christina was like, they're the nicest people I've ever met. Bailey and Virginia went and talked to him. They're like, they're the nicest people I've ever
That's
met. Like
hilarious,
it like
dude.
legitimately like it's just like the reputation sort of preceded him at this point. And like he kept giving Zoe shit. Like books.
Oh, giving. Oh, I thought you meant like giving her shit. Like,
No,
hey,
no, no, no,
fucking
no,
tie
no.
your shoes lately. You know.
Kept giving her like every time Zoe would walk the floor, she would come back with a book, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't know. He just gave it to me." And like she had a teddy bear, like he has
That's
like a little like,
hilarious.
and I was just like, she's just like, and that's a way to my heart is like if you treat my kid
Yeah.
like, and so
I wonder if he's the guy because I remember like I was doing my perusing when I was there, seeing my best friend. Like I remember this. There was this one girl. There was like she was dressed up as cosplay. She's probably like in her 20s or so, and like I remember I overheard the conversation of like she was scared to like talk to one of these people, and it sounds all like I think the picture. Yeah, I think the picture you saw. I think it might have been the dude, but he was just basically like, "No, let's like get a picture." He's like super chill, super nice or whatever. Like talking to her about it, and like she was like super nervous, but at the same time,
yeah,
like she was like, "Oh, sick." I was meaning to talk to you the whole time, just trying to get the courage. He was like, "Nah, don't worry about it." You know?
yeah, like I get it, and just like when it was all said and done, it was so nice, super chill. Like we took a picture like. I wanted to take a picture of me holding his polar bear book while he was holding my polar bear book at his booth, and he was like, "No, I want to take it in front of yours." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Okay." So like we ended up taking them both, and then like when when I said goodbye or whatever, like on Sunday night, he's like he wanted to take like a selfie, like a friend's selfie, like that selfie you take with your buddies, and
yeah.
like so like it's
You
like
sure?
it's
Yeah.
me, him, and his wife. And like we have this picture, and so it was like legitimately just like one of the nicest
That's
human
so
beings
sick,
I've
man.
ever met. But so on Sunday, um, there was this little kid. He couldn't have been older than like 4 years old.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, couldn't have been. He had like his clothes were
Not
kind
your
of
demographic, hopefully, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
no, but here's the thing is I looked like a semi-professional.
Yeah, I mean,
Like my
to be fair, you are a professional. Like it's like you have a book. Like
I
it's
don't
like you
make
went through the role. Like I mean, now is it? Are you on Broadway with it?
no
No.
one no one pays me to write, so that's why I hesitate to call
Okay,
myself a professional.
you're not an amateur though. It's like you're in the middle. You're in between amateur and professional because it's like yeah, you've done the process. Like you know how to write a comic book. Like it's done. It's in print. They can't take that away from you. So it's like
Sure,
now
but
are you a professional? Nah, you're playing in the
well,
minor leagues. You know.
I have the banner,
Hmm.
right? And I have my spread, and I legitimately look like somebody.
Yeah.
I don't look like a dude that just set up a tablecloth
Especially to a
on a table.
4-year-old dude, like you look like you're probably like he's probably like is that a fucking is Abraham Lincoln? I don't know. I can't think of a famous person off the top of my head, but like yeah,
Great.
is that Abraham Lincoln? That's
So
crazy,
anyways,
you
this
know.
4-year-old's in here with his grandma,
Oh,
and
that's so sweet,
and
dude.
she like and he walks up to my table. He's got this little notepad, and he goes, "Can I have your autograph?" I
Dude,
was like,
not gonna
"Yes, of
lie,
course."
not gonna lie, I'd probably fucking tear up right there, man. I'm tearing up thinking about it right now. It's like I'm not gonna lie to you, little kid. You just made my entire fucking life. That's great. I love you.
And Bailey and Virginia were sitting. They were hanging out with me, and
Yeah,
they saw it too. And Bailey was like, "Oh my god, he's so cute!" And then the grandma was like, "This is his first like comic convention," and I was
that
like,
is the most.
"Absolutely!" Like I was like, "100%, I'll sign it." Like you have no idea who I am.
You just fucking choking back tears. She's like, yeah, I got you, man. No, dude, no. It's just like I just thought about something really sad. Is what it is.
So that was really cool, and I was hoping that like after he made the way, that like everybody back there, all the guests, sort of like gave away free signatures because like once you hit a status, you
Yeah.
start you charge for signatures, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but I am I'm a fucking no one. First of all, like I'm a nobody, so I like it feels gross for me and pompous for me to charge someone an autograph,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
yeah.
But to me, it's like if you buy a book, I will certainly autograph it for you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you buy the product, I'll give you a free ciggy. I don't care. But like when you get to a certain status of like a Scott Snyder, who fucking is the hottest writer in comics right now, and like
He's all right. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna charge $20 for a signature. Like why wouldn't you? You're there to make money, not make friends, right? So I get it.
At the end of the day, it's like you got a lot of money. Yeah. But then I wonder if like charging money for signatures is also a way to like kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like you don't want a million people there with like wanting
But
signatures and whatnot. So
because
it's
when
like,
when I went and met Gail, she didn't charge for a signature.
who's that, man? I don't feel like it's. Yeah, I feel like honestly, at the end of the day,
It's a personal
decision.
choice,
Yeah, it's
and
personal choice.
I'm not a guy who typically seeks out signatures. Like it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Um,
What am I gonna do with them? You know.
well, I mean, you can turn around, you can flip it, you can sell it, so it's whatever. Um, but yeah, like it was a good time, man. It was a really fucking good time.
That's really rad, man. Man, yeah. That kid asking for your signature, that would have made like, ah, man, that's gold. Honestly, that's gold. So
Yeah.
but it's really sick. I went into it super nervous, like on going into Saturday, because like I didn't want you to take another L because yeah, life's just been kind of handing you L's lately, and I was like, you need something, you need some hype or whatever, and it's really good. I'm glad it turned out really good, man. You know.
Yeah, Jay Lee stopped by and looked like voluntarily. Like I didn't say, "Hey man, can you come look at this?" He was walking by and he was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "This is my comic book, blah blah blah," which worked because like my artist Hugo is like a giant fan of Jay Lee, and
I didn't know
he was like,
I don't know people, but like yeah, his
"That's fine.
his artwork's
but you're
very
not
cool too.
you're not into comics, but um, he was like, "This looks really good," and I was just like, "Thank you so much." I like
Honestly, coming from you, thank you a lot. That means a
well,
lot.
and then
Yeah.
I immediately texted. I was like, "Can I take a picture and send it to my artist?" Because and I sent it to Hugo. It made his day. So it's
That's
a
really
good
good,
time.
man. I didn't have any of that. I just kind of like I went and saw the movies. That was really cool. I always love seeing my kids like watch movies in the theaters because they have such wholesome reactions.
I have another one. I have some more stories. I
Okay,
just
go ahead.
remembered. So Sunday was not great in terms of like selling. Sunday was like my hangout day.
Yeah.
Like because like I knew almost everyone in there, at least by face, by like I've been coming to this thing for years, but also like I knew a lot of the vendors. They know who I am, and we are again. It's that like acquaintances. Like some of my friends were there, like people I've or they call actual friends, but there were a lot of acquaintances and stuff. But there was two instances where okay, so there was this one guy who walked over here and he like came around the corner and he like points at me and he's like looking like at my whole like setup. He's like, "You're the Polar Destroyer guy?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, yeah, dude.
Oh
That's
no.
me. He's like, dude, he's like, I gotta go get my dad. My dad loves that book. Let me go get him. I'm like, oh my God.
God
So
damn,
then,
dude. Like you're just fucking shit. You're having the experience of a lifetime over here. I understand the
then,
shit out of this.
so then he went and he got his dad. And I remembered his dad because I talked to his dad at the comic book store and he bought both of them. And like, I sit there and I talked to him and his dad about like just making comics and like what it took. Because like the thing is like everybody's like, oh, I've got this story, right? And it's just like, yeah, that's how it starts. And then like
He's like, yeah, go take a few steps more. You got this. Yeah.
and like I tell people I'm very open and honest. I'm like, listen, like the ballpark is $200 a page. That's what you need to think.
Yeah.
If you're like it could be more, it could be less, but that's the general ballpark. And everyone's like, damn, I didn't realize that was that much. And it's like, yeah, man, like then you just you start to talk to other people. Anyways, so that we talked to them, it was really cool. Then they're like they were excited. They're like, I can't wait for 3. Like I'm super like whatever. And then what's even funnier is like some of my actual friends I found out haven't read issue 2 yet, and that's kind of just like, oh okay.
Damn, dude. I'd hate to be one of those guys.
Nate Cox,
Dude. I'd hate to be one of those guys.
Lithograph Comics.
Hey,
Greg White.
I'd hate to be one of those guys. No, it's like, hey, I get it, man. Time moves differently for everybody. You know,
Cameron. just start name dropping.
oh my
people.
god, it'd be so funny. It's like I have a whole episode where it's like, hey, these are the people that have wronged me. All right, starting with number one.
Now,
Just going down the list.
But it's funny because I've always said I don't care if you read it as long as you buy it. Like that's
that's what it's about, man. At the end of the day, like you can hate me, you can love me. It don't matter. Just buy the thing, you know.
Right. But then there was another guy who had 2 books in his hand. He had issues 1 and 2 in hand.
Of Polar Destroyer, right? We're talking about this.
That I did not sell him.
Okay, so he like brought them to get them signed.
Yes,
dude.
By me.
I don't want to say anything mean, but like you have undersold to me up until this point the entire fucking weekend that you had. Right, I understand it's probably for the reaction to the pod. Like we're gonna talk about the podcast anyways, but it's like here I am thinking like you had a pretty decent weekend, right? I didn't realize that it was like one of the best fucking weekends of your life. Okay, that's insane to me. That's so fucking cool, man.
It was just.
You're just like, did you steal those or like fucking? Where did you get those, man? Like I was like,
oh,
what is this?
Like,
am I on punks right now? Yeah,
because he had 2 of them. And I was looking him in the eyes. I saw that he had books, and I just assumed that he had picked up books from a vendor, right? And I started giving him the spiel, and he's like, shows me. He's like, I got them right here. I'm like, oh, where'd you get those? He's like, I bought them at Snake Eyes. I'm like, and you came here? And he was like, yeah. He's like, Jonathan said you were here, and I was like, oh, okay. He's like, can you sign them? I'm like, absolutely.
It's like, honestly, I'd love nothing more, and this is actually during my mind. So yeah, I will sign those. Actually,
I was like, absolutely, sure. And then we started talking, and I was just like, because I'm really good with faces, like this. Like I can see somebody once. I don't remember names, so like you give me a lineup of every single person that I talked to, and put them in a lineup of 100 people, and I could be yep, nope, yep. Like I could just I could do it. And I'd never met that man in my life,
but hey,
ever.
And now he's waiting for issue number 3.
Shout out. Listen here. I got another one.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
The Comic Book Counseling Podcast. Okay. Now, we sort of went into the same circles back in like 2009, 2019, 2020.
Imagine we're doing this in 2009.
Yeah. But like the first 3 years of this podcast, right, on Twitter, we're all like sharing.
Oh, it was like back
stuff.
in the early days of podcasting where we were all like in the follow for follow kind of era.
Yeah, and like you promote our stuff, we promote your stuff. So like anyway, so the comic book counseling people, they've sort of like taken the leap, right? They're very popular with a lot of actual creators. They're friends with creators.
We went on 2 different paths, it seems.
Yeah. And so like for 100%. I don't know. There might be like a common denominator here.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing to do with the fact that like it's me and you. Yeah, no, it couldn't be that.
So anyways, like I knew they were coming.
Gotcha.
And first of all, we lost them on Saturday, and everyone's like, where they because I saw them walk in, and Jonathan's looking for them, and he's like, have you seen them? I'm like, no, like yeah, I saw them, but they didn't leave. Anyways, they finally found them. And then
just hanging out somewhere.
Well, I was like, like everyone's looking all around. I was like, well, they're supposed to interview you, Jonathan. Maybe they went to your store, and he was just like, duh. Like,
wow.
One of those. Well, to be fair,
he got a lot going on.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
Got a lot going on. Yeah,
it's a lot to organize one of these things. So, anyways, I asked Jonathan if they were coming back, and he said, yeah, they're gonna come back, and I was like, make sure to tell them to come see me.
Okay.
And so finally, they're in front of me. They're looking at long boxes in front of me. And I don't remember their name, but I was just like, comic book counselors. And like he stops and he goes, and he like turns around, and I'm like,
that's so good.
Just the people I wanted to see. And then so they sort of mosey on over there, and they're like, so we've heard a lot about you. And I was like, oh boy. And they're like, Jonathan speaks very highly of you and very highly of this book. And I was like, well, first of all, we know some of the same people. We sort of have gone into the same circles. Like,
yeah.
And I told him our podcast, and he said, yes, I am aware of this. Like he knew the name of our podcast, like from the Twitter sharing.
That's the one thing too. Is like, hey, it's okay if you don't. Like, it's fine. Like that's my thing. It's
it's just like
it's okay if you don't. Like, don't lie to me. Okay, I don't care.
So I'm giving him the spiel about it, talking to him because I reached out at one point. I don't know, maybe we're like issue 1, trying to get on there to like do an interview or
Yeah.
whatever, just to get promotion. And it, for whatever reason, like they just didn't respond. And then they're looking and they're like trying to decide which ones they want, whatever. And they come across the variant cover for issue 1, and dude, I gotta have some sort of tism because I knew that they knew who Eamon Winkle was.
Yeah.
Like I knew they knew him. I don't know why I knew that.
That is
Maybe he
really
was
weird.
on their podcast.
It might have been.
Whatever.
Maybe it's like one of those subliminal things where like you saw it like out of the corner of your eye one year or something like that.
I think he was on their podcast one time, and I'm like, I know that guy. The guy did my cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
gotcha.
what
Yeah.
And so like I was like, that's an Eamon Winkle cover. They're like,
Like the
That's
Eamon
Eamon
Winkle?
they're like, we didn't even know. So like, anyways, they ended up buying a print and 2 books and I think a sticker pack. Very nice people. So I'm hoping they read it. I hope they like it.
Shouts out. They look great in their matching tie-dye. I saw that in the video they sent out.
They did not wear that on Saturday though.
Well, they look good in it, so they look good in your shirts.
And then they went to the corpse of McKay's.
Oh, like wait. Oh, okay, I got it. I thought it was like some kind of new thing that opened up. But no, that's something we haven't talked about at all. The fact that like the anti-union establishment McKay's here, yeah, it's shutting down.
So if you've ever heard us talk about it on the podcast, there was this giant fucking warehouse. It was full of books, video games, Pokemon cards,
anything you could want if you were like
there's a glorified
nerd,
pawn shop.
yeah, basically, yeah, but for nerd stuff.
But yeah, it was CDs, DVDs, movies, games, books, whatever. It's been a staple in Knoxville for 20 some years.
Yeah.
Is suddenly shutting down in May because what you could do is you could take stuff in, you could trade it, get cash, get credit, whatever. And they're basically the owner of the building sold it out from underneath them, and they're shutting it down. And it's basically because they formed a union.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, now you could say, yeah, theoretically they could come back and say, no, it's not why, man. It just wasn't a profitable business because like that's what they can do is that they're allowed to do. But this also comes off of the heels.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal if you flat out say, yeah, it's because you started a union.
Yeah, but it's kind of
illegal.
ironic that it comes off of the heels of them and their anti-union tactics of like that's what I don't understand. It's like literal anti-union tactics of like firing employees who are trying to unionize and like and doing what they can, basically union busting. And it's like. From what I understand,
Tennessee is a right to work state. You don't.
Yeah, but I was like, I thought that like those were just like laws that you had to follow everywhere, no matter what, as far as like the right to fire. But hey,
states laws, buddy. States laws, states rights.
Yeah, dude, that was what they were fighting for in the Civil War. I remember that.
Yeah, anti-union.
Yeah, so it's like really weird, but yeah, so it's coming off the heels of like them doing all this union busting and whatnot, and it's like. Really weird that they would say that it wasn't to do with the fact that they were trying to unionize that store in particular because the other ones aren't shutting down. They're in fact going to take all the supplies from this one and push it to the ones that didn't try to unionize, which is like really, it's like a wild thing to happen. So yeah, shouts out. You guys fucking suck.
That's like,
not the employees.
Like,
the employees are fine. So
that's like an old medieval thing where like you have one village that sort of stands up to the king. They fucking slaughter everybody and send their parts to all the other villages.
Yeah, it's like, hey, just as a reminder, you fucking try this. We're gonna do the same thing to this store and the one over there in Memphis and the other one that's close by.
There's one in Nashville, one in Chattanooga, one in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, so I guess watch out those guys. You could be next. Don't try and unionize.
Rest in peace.
As a big middle finger, though, they should all three try and unionize. I'm giving my stamp of approval. Unionize, guys. I don't know how to unionize. I assumed that it was just a bunch of people saying, "Hey, let's get together," and that's like a union. But I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I'm not smart enough. Somebody else do it for me. So.
Before we go,
yes,
we would be remiss. I asked you to do some research because apparently over the week, there has been not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but upwards to
6,
8, 9, 10, 6.
6 credible, but obviously, I'll get into it in a second, but 6 credible Bigfoot sightings in the span of 3 days. Yeah,
all in the same area.
In the same area, not just the same area, but like in like an actual trajectory. So it's like it's as if this Bigfoot got lost and was heading southwest in Ohio. I do believe, yeah, in Ohio. I want to make sure that I got it right. But it started March 6th, Skibbity, Ohio, in fact, and he was in fact looking for the Skibbity toilets to take them down. But starting March 6th, there was a surge in credible Bigfoot sightings in Manawa, Ohio, and headed southeast. Sorry, I think I said southwest earlier, but southeast, and it's backed up by sightings heading that direction. So, like, if you were to look at a map of like where these sightings came in at. Now, again, I say credible, Alex, right? I say credible, and you think in your head like, oh, yeah, these are like new, like police reports. Like, no, these are definitely just somebody talking to like some official Bigfoot people, but like credible. I give them some leeway because it's like they're used to getting the, dude, I saw a Bigfoot one time, you know, and like they're used to getting that, and they know like kind of like when people are bullshitting them. I would assume, maybe not, maybe they're just gullible like I am, but a lot of them reported around the same things, which was like a 9 to 10 foot tall brown figure. Hopefully it's not like race related and they're just like, yeah, he looked kind of brown or something, you know.
It is Ohio after all.
No, yeah, it is. Which Ohio feels like it's in the South, but it's not, right? It's above us.
It's correct.
So it's like the North. But is it considered South? I'll let you guys decide. Comment below and tell me what you think.
South is a location on a fucking compass, bud.
Yes, I know that. But I mean, like, I don't know. It feels like they are part of the South, like vicariously or whatever that word is. You know, like they're bi-curious about being South.
The Columbus Blue Jackets.
That sounds like Columbus itself sounds like a southern city.
Okay, can I explain something to you?
Go ahead.
Columbus,
Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Blue Jackets hockey team.
Yeah.
Do you know why they're called the Blue Jackets?
Oh, because they fought for the blue guys, the ones in the blue coats, Union. In fact,
The Blue Jackets.
Speaking of Union,
The Blue Jackets.
yeah, they fought for those guys. They're
Okay, so does that answer your question?
Oh, they're fighting for the North. I get it. I get where you're going with that. Okay, now I've made the connections. My synapses have fired, and I get it now. Okay, so back to the story. All right, so obviously, right. So I watched a 22-minute long video, and I was like sitting there I was listening to it, and I was like, this video is so boring. Like, not boring as in content, but like monotonely read, and like it's just very boring. I mean, again, but it's
Was it AI?
It wasn't AI. It was actually by a guy. I saw the guy in the videos afterwards. I watched some shorts of his, and he was like freaking out, or whatever. But it was really cool. And no hate to this guy. Bigfoot Society is the YouTube channel. You can go watch it yourself. No hate to him whatsoever. It was just like, what are you gonna do? You're giving Bigfoot news. It's not like, oh.
Yeah, but you would think that this is like his like coming to Jesus.
But I like it because of the fact that it wasn't flashy. It wasn't like, hey, look at this now and slam it in your face, right? Because like that's so much of what YouTube is nowadays, and it just felt good and very refreshing to see somebody who was just like boring,
Genuine.
very genuine. Yeah, genuine's probably a nicer word to say, but like it was so like just genuine,
Genuinely boring.
It was so genuine that it felt real, and it feels like I'm a believer now again.
I'm
but
a
it's
believer.
like, so anyways, he's going into the detail about like these sightings or whatever, and like he's plotted them out on a map, and then it's like with these what they call Bigfoot flaps, right? Like UFO flaps, right? Like that flaps, I figured I'd describe what flaps is because I feel like maybe you don't know, right? I don't know what you know, okay? Anybody out there too, but I'm talking to Alex specifically. It's like a flap is like another term for like spike in activity or like collection of activity, right? And so like in whenever we have like one of these flaps, and like whether it's Bigfoot, UFOs, or whatever, like if you remember back in like 2023, whenever Biden was still in office, and he was like, however he is looking at balloons in the sky, like there was a whole UFO flap that we had where like everybody was outside like, fucking, I just saw a UFO yesterday, dude. It fucking flew, it goes shoo right over my head, and like then we shot something down over Alaska that was like never recovered, and like all this other shit's happening, and like weather balloons, and all that stuff. Like with these activities, there's obviously going to be like, is it collective mania, right? Where now everybody's looking for it, so they're going to start finding shit, and it's like going to feel like it's so crazy. Oh, we just discovered aliens, but it's like at the end of the day, we just need to calm down a little bit, right? Is it trolls? It very well could be, like not the actual like physical troll, but like a joking troll, right?
You know what my first thought was?
What was your first thought?
This is a group of people that have gotten together to plan an elaborate prank.
Which goes back to our Epstein talk, and it's just like everything's so boring that like that's where my brain goes now too. It was like, yeah, I want Bigfoot to be real. Don't get me wrong. Like I would love nothing more than for Bigfoot to like walk out on stage at the next inauguration or whatever the fuck, and like next rally, give a thumbs up and then sock an orange guy in the face. Like that would be my dream come true, and I would have die happy if I saw that, right? Rip him to shreds, whatever Bigfoot do. But it's like
Feel like-
everything's.
they feel like face terrors, just like
Oh
they
yeah,
just pull-
no, I mean because they are. I mean, I feel like they are in the same vein as like a monkey, right? As like a chimpanzee, right? So
And
they're
just rip your
definitely
face off.
rippers. They rippers and terrors for sure.
yeah, rip and tear, dude. They're Doom Guy, dude.
Yeah, I do think that this is probably one of the more exciting things for like Bigfoot people to come out, like that you got these reported sightings. Now, he did get to one story where they were talking, the eyewitness reporter was talking about it moving very janky, like as far as like couldn't turn his neck. So I thought of like the Batman costume where he couldn't turn his neck, and it said it looked like somebody walking on stilts. And so it's like, I think what we'll find out at the end of the day, unfortunately, is that in fact somebody went on a 3-day excursion in fucking Ohio just to trick a bunch of gullible people who believe who are just lovingly trying to like live their lives as Bigfoot experts. And
It's commitment to the bit, though.
I guess, but at the end of the day, it's like fucking what? At the end
It's
of
like
the
the
day,
clown. It's like the clowns all over. The clowns in the woods all over again.
yeah, and it's like, but these pieces of shit that do this, right? And it's not like saying like, oh, you shouldn't. It's not like I'm like, oh, you're tricking me, so you're a piece of shit. No, it's like these guys are just pieces of shit because it's like, at the end of the day, they're like, well, I gave him something to talk about. It's okay. I did
That wasn't
this.
politics and war.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, at the end of the day, yeah, you're not hurting anybody. You're just tricking a bunch of people, and it's fine. But I think that you should be put on death row. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think you fucking should, because the way that you think fucking sucks, right? And it's like, because it goes back to like just the high school mentality of like bullying the kids who had beliefs different than yours, and like you're like, you're fucking stupid. You believe in this. You got you, and it's like, I sucked your dick, and now you're gay, kind of thing. And it's like, come on, buddy, let's just fucking chill out. You're just upset that these people can enjoy shit and you can't because you voted for a piece of shit who's destroying everything that you love, and it's like you still want to stand by him and suck his dick, and it's like you suck. So anyways, that's all I got.
Do you know who deserves the death row?
Man, there's so many. I have a list. It's so long.
Well, I'm gonna give you one.
Okay, give me one.
It's when there's a traffic jam.
Okay.
And you have some fucking piece of human garbage that will drive all the way down when it merges into one lane.
I think you should do it right then. Pull him out of his car, put him in a guillotine.
100%. That person.
Get rid of
that
him.
person deserves death row. Like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
You think you're better than me that I have to sit in here, but you don't?
Not just like that's the thing. Not just better than me and you, but better than the entire fucking row of cars you just passed. Who the fuck?
Yeah, you think you get to drive all the way down to the end of the zipper and you get to cut?
No, dude. Everybody collectively in the zipper. Talk about collective mania. We stop. We pull that guy out of his car. We put him in a makeshift
Beat
guillotine.
the shit out of this.
Okay, I guess maybe we should just beat the shit out of him instead of like chopping his head off. Maybe give him a lesson, give him a chance to learn from it. But honestly, unfortunately, like he's not going to learn from it. He's going to do it again, right? So might as well,
That's a person.
Absolutely.
Right there.
I like yours better, honestly.